This week on svMerSea. What can I say? We had interesting and chaotic times. All I can tell you is that we had to sit down for a long chat in our cabin to tell you about it. On our way to Bahia Magdalena, we did have a short stopover in Bahia Santa Maria. Whales greeted us as we almost approached our anchorage. Then, when we were coming into the bay, we were kind of surprised to see waves crashing, which we definitely had to avoid. I don't think we've ever had that happen to us when we've come into Anchorage. The next day, we made our way to Bahia Magdalena, although we had to time our entrance with the tides. This we did successfully. Unfortunately, the current was going against us on the way to Man of War Cove, which made for a long journey there. Yay. We made it to Bahia Magdalena. Zephyr is excited to go to shore. We are going to shore, hopefully.
Hey, Magdalena.
Yeah, do you know the dance?
Magdalena? Magdalena. Hey, Magdalena.
The next day, we decided to go up to San Carlos, which is up an estuary. It wasn't convenient, but we were hoping to get provisions, fuel, and water there. We are on our buoy tour, going to San Carlos. This is what I mean by a buoy tour. I don't think I could get close enough, but we're going in kind of a zigzag pattern, and we can see it's like going in a line at Disneyland, so we can see where we need to turn around and go back. And San Carlos is right there, but we can't go straight there. We have to do a zigzag tour. At least all the buoys are well marked, and we haven't run aground, so it's just really shallow.
At least half of them are there, right?
What?
At least half of the buoys are there.
There's only been one missing buoy.
Okay.
I'm the helmswoman. Yeah. Only one missing buoy, so we're gonna get there, which is probably just like a mile away, maybe 1.5. We'll get there in like an hour and a half. Yeah, it takes twice as long because we're going against the current, and our engine can only take so much. So normally we'd be going 5 knots an hour, but we're going anywhere from 2.5 to 3 knots right now. So going back, it'll be really fast. We'll have to do an update when we go back. While leaving San Carlos, we did get a chance to flow swiftly with the current, but the last 24 hours were so chaotic I didn't get a chance to film. It's early morning. We're in, where are we? We're in Man of War Cove in Bahia Magdalena, and we're woken up by a loud noise, which was our dinghy breaking free. I guess it was tied to the backstay, which also broke. Kind of fucked right now. We have encountered something every day. Every day. It's getting old. wondering when the fun's gonna start. I don't feel like we're inexperienced. Matt went off with the panga to see if he could find it, so here comes another dinghy. Yeah, here they come with the dinghy. So we're gonna talk about the last 48 hours. So we're in Magdalena Bay and we're at Man o' War Cove. And 2 days ago we were here, but we left for San Carlos and it took us forever to get up there because of the current and the tides and who knows how that works. And when we got there, what did you see? Someone...
Oh yeah, someone was walking on water.
And I thought he was full of shit and that it was a paddleboarder, but as we got closer, no, someone was walking on water right where we were supposed to anchor. So, yeah, that wasn't a good sign for us finding a place to anchor when we got to San Carlos.
So we anchored around 20 feet or so, 25-ish.
Yeah, I think it was, maybe even 28, because if you anchored in less than that, then you might be in 3 feet of water later on.
And we wanted to anchor on the windward side, such that we wouldn't get blown into the place where Jesus was walking. Praise Jesus.
Yeah, we saw Jesus.
Yeah, right around 5:45 or so, we noticed this wave, this kind of, I don't know if you call it a standing wave, but kind of a 1 foot high and, a quarter mile long. I thought that's weird, and I thought, that's not a good start of a.
Yeah.
And that's not a good sign to notice some anomaly like that coming towards you, coming really slowly. And then it started swirling around, and there was more wave action, and then I could see that there was a swell, basically, or it was a current. I guess you'd call it a current. And then the anchor alarm went off a little bit later, and we could see the telltale zigzag pattern.
And it was dark by this time.
Pattern. Yeah, it was getting dark, and the anchor alarm went off, and the anchor line was getting kind of sucked under the boat by the current, and the wind wasn't blowing us. It was very strange. It wasn't really, obviously, because the current, the wind wasn't really acting upon the boat like it usually does, and the boat had spun around, just kept spinning around, and the anchor got caught on the keel and caused it to basically like a spool, this way. Mm-hmm. And it was spooling up our line, causing the anchor line rode to be shorter than usual. Basically, it pulled it up, I'm guessing, a couple times.
And it was so dark, and we couldn't start the motor because our anchor might get caught in the prop.
Yeah, you thought, hey, let's start the motor, and that's generally what you do. But it was wrapped around the keel, and I don't know if it was wrapped around the prop or not. So we decided that's when we'll throw out our second anchor.
That's what, Matt came up with the idea to...
Yeah, our neighbor and our brother-in-law, I said, well, do you have another anchor? And we're like, another anchor? God, I know, you need 2 of everything. Another anchor? Gosh. And so I set it up, and it was ready, and we threw out the other one. And then, I don't know why I did it, but I was wanting to see where we were and stuff, and where the anchor was, so I pulled the anchor line in a little bit, and it caused us to unwrap. Which is nice. I was actually kedging without knowing it, which is a way of putting an anchor away from the boat, usually with a dinghy, and then you can pull towards it. You pull yourself out of any trouble, which we kind of did, not really knowing what we were doing. When I did that, we were in good water, and I could pull up the other anchor because we didn't want them to both be down there. So we kept one down there, And yeah, but it was scary. I stayed up for about 6 hours watching it, kept changing and just swirling and doing weird, never seen patterns like this before. We didn't want to deal with that again.
I just wanted to get back because the wind was going to be gnarly that
Yeah, we
evening,
expected it
and
to
there
be
was
20.
no way I wanted to stay out there with that wind. And
So we decided to get out of here. Well, let's get out of here. But I think, again, my brother-in-law said, hey, maybe ask the doc, if there's a place to stay or anything like that. And we did. We we got him on the EHF, and he says, hey, I'm on my way. And he, basically was flagging us down. And we went back there, and we parked at their 20-foot dock.
yeah,
And
20-foot high dock.
Yeah, I mean 15.
With all
15 at that
the
point.
big, humongous boats.
Yeah, basically climbing up these rusty bolts or whatever to get up to the top.
Yeah,
there. And
there's no ladder. We
insane.
just
It
had
was
to
just,
like.
what? And the guy was like, he came back and I said 3 hours or so, and he came back and he's like, I forgot, what was it 300 peso or 250 or something, and we're like, okay, that's $16-20, whatever, and that's fine, we're gonna pay it.
Well, we thought it was going to be a really short hop, skip, and a jump because we thought the Pemex, the diesel station was
Gas station. We thought it was a diesel station. They actually have
the one that was close. Did not have diesel.
Mm-mm.
And so Matt had to walk another mile to go get that.
Run.
Yeah. With 2 cans, and then we had to hustle back to the boat, and the tide was way lower, so our Matt had to make a rope ladder to get down to our boat.
We had to tie little knots to
Yeah.
repel down, basically.
He did a great job. He made a rope ladder, and we had to hoist everything down to the boat.
yeah.
Even our dog, even Zephyr.
But then we noticed, the boat's a lot lower, and I'm like, oh no. We noticed all this kind of crap on the boat and little pieces of concrete and stuff. And what had happened, the boat had kind of scraped its way down the dock, because it's a really, crumbly dock, and they're redoing it, to be fair, but there was some crumbliness to it. And it bent the heck out of a stanchion or two.
Yeah, our brand new stanchion.
Yeah, the only one we replaced
noted,
recently.
if you
in the
watched
last-
that episode
Yeah,
where we put in that new stanchion, we need another new
need
one.
another stanchion now, yeah. Not much else damaged, lots of bird shit, but that
Lots of
sucks.
pelican crap all over. Though when we left the dock, I tried to reverse back properly, and I did not, and
Yeah, I said kick it in reverse, because, we have that right-hand prop, and it usually would let it go to port, and it did not do that this time, and it just went straight back, and it hit one of the dock bumpers. We have a barbecue posted out, and fine. Well, it bent and just, it looked like it totally destroyed, and we just kind of threw up our hands like the dock workers were looking at us.
Matt rescued me and took over and got us away from the dock because I couldn't. And
to be fair, I told you, just reverse it. It'll be fine. It'll swing out, and it didn't work anyway. The wind was going in one direction. There was still a little swell going the other direction. It just wasn't pretty, and it wasn't really your fault at all. It was just, you did exactly what we had planned doing. It just didn't work out, and you were behind the wheel at that time.
So the wind was high. It was getting up there, and the waves were getting up to like 3-4 feet. And this is in a like big estuary, so it's a little gnarly, but we made it, although it was dark by the time we needed to anchor. And there were a few boats that weren't lit up very well, so that was kind of...
A lot more boats than we had left. We left there 2, 3 boats, 4 boats maybe. Came back and there's 9 boats there.
Yeah, because of the high winds and stuff, people were getting shelter. So we anchored the boat. Thought it was fine, everything seemed good, and you heard a big bang this morning.
Yeah, about 5:45, it was still dark, and I heard bang! And oh no, it backed up and hit someone, or someone hit us. So I look around and I didn't see anything in the back so much, and then ran to the front, didn't see anything there, and then I'm looking for like, maybe we hit something floating in the water, and I ran back again. I said, well, there's a really loud bang. And then I noticed our dinghy was floating away. I'm like, it's almost close enough to get it, but we have a rule. You don't jump into the water, even when it's light, if no one's watching. Just a good rule. You can get hit, your head can get hit by the boat swinging up and down, and then you sink, then you're gone. So we have a rule, and it makes us sleep knowing that the other person will not be in the water unless someone's watching. As I was watching the dinghy float away, I was spotting it and trying to call a panga. You know, the boat, they're not cheap. And I was like, oh no, a dinghy. And I was trying to calculate how much and how am I going to get this back. There's a lot of pangas starting to go out for the fishing runs and stuff. So I'm calling panga, you know, and I lost my dinghy, and it's not an emergency, but if you can come help me, you know. I turned a little red flashing light, and I started, you know, I kept eye on the dinghy. She got up, Kendall got up, and I had her spot the dinghy for a little while, but then I noticed that our backstay was swinging around. It's our backstay swinging around like that, and I'll take it more carefully in this backstay, and basically what holds the mast up, the back part of it, had broken right in the swedge, basically the end of the steel cable where it gets cramped into another piece of steel is basically broken there and weighing around. Damn it, you know, that's a little crazy, so we had to rig something up quick.
Yeah, so we let the dinghy kind of go at that point because this is more important, so that our mast wouldn't fall.
So we rigged that up. And then
with our tabernacle.
Yeah. And then we finally got hold of a boat, panga coming through, and they were taking some people out
whale
to
watching.
Watch some whales, and then they came over towards us. He rushes off with his boat and goes and sees. He comes back and he says, "Yeah, we found a dinghy. It's tied up, but no one does that here. They all have pangas. There's no dinghy." He says it's tied up already, so maybe another fisherman or someone got it real quick, tied it up. Just basically clipped it to a line. Very, very friendly of him. People are great here. Very honest. Very awesome, very honest. And we got our dinghy back, and
they took Matt to go get it on the beach, and so he got a little panga ride.
Yeah, got a little panga ride, and we were very stoked. We got our dinghy back. It was worth it.
And then the next thing that happened, the next angel that came along.
And then we heard someone coming out over from a dinghy, and he come over and he said, "Good morning." Oh no, this is the guy that we're parked pretty close to him. We're here anchored, and we're like, and I kind of looked down a little bit because I didn't want to. And then he said, "Good morning," and I'm like, am I too close, or whatever. I didn't say anything, but that's what I'm thinking. And he says, "How you doing?" and blah blah blah. I said, "Well, I told him the story that we just told you," and he said, "Oh gosh," and he took a look at it and he goes, "Well, maybe
about the backstay."
Yeah, the backstay, yeah. And maybe I have a Norse fitting or so, which is a mechanical fitting I got. And we did have professionally rigged, but I had put the dinghy on this swedge where it meets the cable and side loaded it. And you never want to side load anything. It's not meant to be pulled sideways. So it's basically like, here's the cable going into a metal holder basically, and it's meant to be tensioned this way basically, so tension can be held this way. Well, I had a dinghy here, and you wouldn't think a dinghy would do much, but if you keep putting your dinghy on there and 20 knot winds are just it snapped it, and that was the boom that I heard, basically snapping that, and the dinghy's flying away. So he comes over and he actually has a lot of parts. He comes back with just a boatload of parts, and I'm like, well, he talked me into this configuration that we have now, that I am convinced that we could, we'll probably won't use the main, but that we could lightly sail if we need to.
So we thank Gord on Dream Reach for helping rig that up with Matt.
I mean, we tried to pay him. We tried to give him some sort of, trade or anything. Do you need anything, done? Do you need anything at all? The only thing we can't spare is water and diesel.
Yeah.
but we have cash and other things. And he wouldn't take it. He's like, no, this is what we do for each other. And it's really nice to meet them, and really just an amazing thing. You know, I really needed someone right then. I didn't, every time something happens, I go, even though I'm trying to have the possibility that, hey, these are all solvable problems. We've solved everything before. I've never had a problem we can't solve. But this one seemed like, we're in an area that they don't rig anything. There's no rigger here. There's no professional rigger.
I thought we were going to be stuck here forever, and
figured it out.
And we were never going to get to Cabo. I'm still hoping we'll get to Cabo, and we're hoping to leave tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're hoping to leave tomorrow. So I feel it looks secure enough to leave.
I think it's very secure.
So that was our saga over the last 48 hours. Let's hope the next 48 hours is a little more mellow.
Yeah.
I just want non-life-threatening problems.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
But I guess we chose this lifestyle.
Yeah. For better or for worse.
Yeah. So that's our story for now, kind of in a nutshell. There's a lot of angels out there in the form of the locals from each place and also other sailors.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can return or pass the favors forward to people that need help.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing.
Because we're sure getting the experience.
It is, and we are basically smiling, and the world smiles back at you. That's it, basically. If you have the attitude, a good attitude about things, it gets reflected back to you. We found very, very few people that would ignore you saying hi, or that would even seem to be rude. It's just an amazing, amazing place. I'm glad to be really happy.
Yay.
No?
Yeah, let's get it down to the frustration level problems instead of up here to life-threatening.
Yeah.
So let's bring it down.
Head over water.
Yeah. Okay.
Good deal.
Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.
And we did get to leave the next day for Cabo San Lucas. We had falling seas and fair winds. It was all good, so join us next time while we explore Cabo San Lucas. So hopefully next time we're here talking, it'll be about fun stuff we've done and swimming with dolphins and whales and snorkeling.
Yeah. I mean, you haven't had fun doing all this other crazy life-threatening stuff? I mean...